Hey guys, I wanted to make a video about mental diet, which is something I came across recently. This video is for me in the past, and hopefully it'll apply to somebody new, or it could be a reminder to people who need to hear it. It all started when I was reading an article called Teaching Levels, I think, on Dr. Wilson's website. He talks a lot about reading habits, and he mentioned the term mental diet, which I had never heard before. And mental diet, we all have these things that we consume, like we all read books or watch movies or listen to podcasts or read articles. I like listening to podcasts a lot. I would listen to a lot of like comedic podcasts by comedians. And one day I was listening to them, and I was listening to a podcast, and I realized it was a little unwholesome. I don't know, I ran out of podcasts, and I was listening to some random podcasts. At some point I was like, why am I listening to this guy? Like, why am I listening to some comedian just give their like satirical take on the world? They're just kind of making a joke of everything, not really having anything to say. But I was spending hours listening to stuff like that, and so I really realized it. I really realized it was unwholesome, and the term mental diet sort of popped back in my mind, and I decided that there's probably something better I could be listening to. The term mental diet sort of put into place. I was like, wow, this is kind of like junk food. Like, there's probably some cooked vegetables that I could be consuming. So I started listening. I started searching around. I listened to motivational podcasts, which are cool. I found audiobooks really good. I had an Audible subscription, which is an audiobook service, and I hadn't even used it. So I had a few credits on it. So I got a few books and started listening to them. I got a book about Abe Lincoln, like just his life story, and a self-help book about habits, how to build habits, stuff like that. And I found that when I started listening to those and stopped listening to the podcast, the effect was profound. I found mental diet to be very real. When I was listening to just the books and no podcasts, it changed my thoughts completely. I felt in a lot of situations where I was making a joke of stuff, or I don't know what I was thinking, just having strange thoughts, the kind of stuff that would come up on a podcast where they're just joking around, making fun of everything. I had more inspired thoughts. I felt like more productive. And I was thinking about how to make good habits just from listening to these two books. I found the one about Abe Lincoln really inspiring, and he didn't really go to school. He read a lot of books, kind of self-educated kind of guy. I found that particularly inspiring. I put that together with habits, and I'm trying to read books. It's very profound, because I would have never. I wasn't really like reading that much stuff before. I started reading before bed to try to build a good habit, help me sleep a lot. Started getting more productive and doing the things I need to do. I need to be applying for jobs, start doing that. Just basically from listening to these books instead of hours of podcasts. So I just want to make this video to share that story. I hope it'll help somebody to look at their mental diet, because a lot of people get wrapped up in politics or weird TV shows, and it can have an effect on your day-to-day life, whether you realize it or not. I realize that a lot of people probably don't need to hear this, and could probably be giving me recommendations for stuff. So I would like to welcome that. I definitely need a book list, a reading list, stuff like that. But for some people, they might need to look at some things that they consume mentally. So I just wanted to make a video to sort of challenge them to do that. But that's about it. If you have any comments or book recommendations or stuff you want to say, just put it in the comments. But that's it for me. Thank you. See ya.